Hi everybody and welcome back to Dragon Eye Creations. If you're new here, my name is Laurel and I love to create. And of course, one of my favorite things to create is gnomes, and it's October, so we're going to do a fun October themed gnome for you today. I had put a post on Facebook asking what I should name him because I was drawing a blank and someone had suggested Lord Gourd. I love that one. That was my favorite. There was a lots of great suggestions, but that was my absolute favorite. I'm sorry, I cannot find the comment now of who it was. So if it was you, please leave a comment so I can thank you properly. So thanks for that. So we're going to make Lord Gourd today. This here is Lord Gourd. He has a lot of detail. He is so cute. I just love him. I hope you guys do too. As I was making him my last little bit of filming, of course my camera died and I couldn't finish what I had started to show you guys. So I created this guy. So you'll see the finishing up of this one, who's exactly done the same, well, pretty much the same way, but just the colors are reversed. So I will point that out to you. Hope it's not too confusing. But there is a lot to this guy. So we're going to get started right now. Let's go. We are starting with one wooden skewer and one square of polymer clay. We're just going to roll this out. Add a little bacon bond adhesive to your wooden skewer, and I'm just going to wrap this, as you can see, just messy around, and then kind of just squish it all together, rolling it out and squishing, and then just keep rolling it. And once you get it all rolled so it's covering the whole skewer, we're going to just twist just to give it some texture. Just keep twisting. Next, we are going to start with a flesh colored polymer clay here, and I'm going to just make two little teardrop shapes. This is for our hands, so kind of flatten them out a little bit. And then we are going to take our knife and just cut out a thumb, make markings for your fingers. Once you know you're happy with them, then you can cut those out as well. Then we're going to take each of those fingers and our thumb and just roll them between our fingers, shaping them so they look more like actual fingers. I did make these ones have a little bit of a pointy tip right on the ends, just so that it mimicked fingernails a little bit. I went in afterwards, you can see here, and did that. It's going to give it a little bit of a point. And then with our tool, we are going to just mark out our fingernails. Make a hole for attaching it later. And then we're going to take a little more of that bacon bond and attach our hand to our skewer right close to the top there. I did it about 2 inches down from the top. Same thing with our other hand, making sure we're doing it upside down, so we make sure our hand is facing the other direction. I'm famous for doing 2 of the same hands when I do this. So now we're just doing the same thing, rolling out those fingers, marking our fingernails. And after we do his nails, we're going to make some little marks for his knuckles. I forgot to show that on his first hand, I'm sorry. And then when we're all done, we're going to put those in the oven at 130 degrees for 30 minutes. Next, we're going to take some black and some orange minky. I'm going to take some 2 12-ounce cups from Dollarama. I cut out 2 6.5-inch circles on some scrap cardboard there as well. And now we're just going to cut the bottom off of our 1 cup. And we're going to place it on top of the bottom of the other cup and just squish them 2 together. Just because the 2 together are too tall, so if I push it together, I have it so it's about 4.5 inches tall when I'm all done. And just measure all the way around so you have it even. And once you have it even, you're going to add some hot glue all around the inside. Next, we're going to take one piece of fabric at 7.5 by 11.5 inches, hot glue down the one end. Then on the other end, we're going to add some hot glue and our cup and just roll it up, placing some hot glue right on the end to finish it off. And press our 2 ends together now. Next, some hot glue all along the inside and fold it all the edge fabric there into the center. Again, glue on the inside and tuck your fabric all inside there. Next, we're going to cover our 6.5-inch circles here. So for that, I'm just going to lay them on this fabric, just so it's big enough to cover for sure. And we want about an overlap of about 1/2 inch all the way around. So now I'm just going to cut that so there's about 1/2 inch sticking out all the way around our circle. Some places might be 1 inch, 1/2 inch. I just did it rough. And then I'm just going to cut tabs all the way around that. Some hot glue on our circle, and then just fold those tabs down all the way around. Next, we're going to take a lid from those cups, and we're going to do basically the same thing. I'm going to run some hot glue along the top of it, put it on top of our black fabric here, and just cut a circle around it, leaving us enough to fold all the way around the edge. For this though, I'm just going to run some glue along the edge of the lid and attach the fabric to the edge there. And then we're just going to cut off the extra. Just trim that all the way around so it's even with the lid itself. And then we're going to place that firmly on top of our cup with some hot glue. Sorry you didn't see that. Same thing with the bottom part of our hat. We're going to attach that to the orange fabric. So just whatever contrasting color you're using, whether you're going the other way or this way, where you want the majority of your color to be black or orange. We're going to attach it, cut our circle, and cut our tabs the same way. Some glue all the way around it, and tuck in your tabs. And then glue all the way around your first circle. And attach the bottom one on top of it, pressing together firmly all the way around. And now you can start to shape the brim of your hat. I like to have my edges curled up for my top hats and the top of it curled down just slightly. It's up to you how you like it though. Then I'm going to place the top hat where I want it. Once I figure out where I want it, make a little mark on my fabric there. Add some hot glue to the bottom of the cups. And again, press down firmly. I then took some orange ribbon, gave it a little fold in the center with a little snip to give it a nice edge. We're going to wrap that around our hat. Give it a little snip and we'll make a nice edge on that one again. Add some hot glue all along the base of your hat and just attach the ribbon. I have it so it just overlaps in a little bit of an X at the back when I attach the hot glue. Next, I took that top of that cup that I cut off, or the bottom of the cup I guess, and just cut this circle out from inside it. Take that, attach it to some black fabric, the same way we have done so many times already, and just make a circle, cut some tabs, hot glue, fold down your tabs. This will be the same fabric that you'll be using for your pants. Now we're going to work on our body. So for this we are using a 8 by 11 inch piece. And I'm just going to add a strip of hot glue, roll up the pool noodle right in it. I should add this is a big pool noodle that I cut at 5 inches tall. And now we're just wrapping up our fabric in it, adding some hot glue at the top, tuck it down. And now we're going to take that circle we made and we're going to attach that with some hot glue to the bottom of our pool noodle here. Some hot glue at the top, tuck that down, leaving the hole at the top open though we don't want to cover up that hole. Next we are going to take some pebbles. These are just some that I buy at Dollarama. You can use them from your garden or outside or whatever pebbles you want to use, but I find this is just easier for me. So I just grabbed these, a little piece of an extra piece of hair foam roller that I have laying around that I'm just going to cut down to size and hot glue right into the top so those pebbles are all stuck in there now. Just add some nice weight to it. Next we're going to start with the top of our pants. This is 12 by 3 inch piece that we're just going to add a strip of hot glue and tuck down the top and the bottom on both sides, just so they look nice edges there. Add some hot glue all around that, and we're going to just put it right next to that circle we made. Just hot glue it down and add it. Little hot glue at the end here, tuck it down, then fold it over and attach to the other piece at the back. Next we're going to start on our legs. We are using some hair foam rollers for this. For these we are going to cut them at 3 inches long. Next, we are going to take 2 pieces of fabric. These are 3.5 by 3, and we're just going to hot glue down the one side, make a nice edge. We're going to do that to both of them here. Then add our hot foam roller with some hot glue to the opposite end and roll them up. Again, finishing it off with some hot glue. Same thing on the other one, some hot glue, attach your hair foam roller and roll it up. A little bit of hot glue to finish it off and trim off your end. Next, we're going to attach some wooden skewers for this, so we're going to just remove that little paddle piece at the bottom. Add some hot glue to their skewer and place it onto our hair foam roller right to the bottom there. So the pointy part is at the top. Same thing with the other one. Glue at the bottom, push your hair foam roller right to the bottom there. Once it's cooled, we're going to center those onto the bottom of our pool noodle and just push them right in. Should push right through. If you're using a thicker fabric, you might have to use a little bit of a tool to get your hole started, but these ones just pushed right through. Do your stand test, he seems to be good. I then add a little hot glue to the top of the skewers there, pull the legs down a little bit, add some hot glue, push them back in. Next, we're going to start on our booty. So I'm using these containers from Dollarama once again. Scrap piece of little cardboard here. This is from the hair foam rollers. Now these I found on Amazon. They are they're for vending machine balls, the little tiny ones. They work perfect for booty tops, and because you can't always find the Easter eggs. I'll leave a link for where you can find these. They're great because they're just little round half circles and they work perfect. So now I'm just going to fill them with sand after I attached the containers to my cardboard with hot glue. I was talking through that. Now we're attaching our half circles filled with sand. We're just running hot glue all around the top of those. And we're going to attach those right in front of our containers that we attached to the cardboard as well. Next, we're going to trim around that. And this is when I noticed I did, yes, my famous trick that I do pretty much every time, it seems like lately. And I put it on the cardboard backwards so you'll see the design on the bottom. So to fix that, I'm just going to go in and attach it to another piece of cardboard again, the right way up, and we're just going to trim it over. Hey, now we've got some really good and reinforced bottoms that are nice and stiff for us. Next, for our booty fabric, I'm using, this is a 3.5 by 7 inch piece that we are going to just hot glue down the one edge and make it look nice. Add some hot glue all along the end and a strip at the top there just to roll up your booty, and then we're going to roll it all up in the end there, adding with a strip of hot glue to finish it off. Strip of hot glue right in front of the little ball and on the container to press it down there, and then on the inside of the container we're going to put some more hot glue where we're going to tuck all that extra fabric. Now right in the center on the top, a little bit more hot glue and pinch it together. Same thing on this booty. Hot glue, roll it up, hot glue on the front, hot glue on the inside, tuck it all in. Hot glue on the front, pinch it together. Okay, and now we are going to start with our vest. So we're taking a 16 by 5.5 inch piece here, and I'm just going to add a little strip about 1 inch wide of hot glue, then fold it over good side to good side, just on the one end right now. Fold it over, and then on the back, I'm just going to hot glue up a hem at the bottom and all around the front as well, just so that whole bottom strip is hot glued. Now we're going to fold or turn inside or right side out, I guess, those little corners that we just made. Run a strip of hot glue along the top, make another nice edge. Find your center of that vest, add a strip of hot glue, add your pool noodle to that. Then we're going to fold down our collar in the front, add a little hot glue to the bottom of that, attach your coat to your pool noodle at the front bottom on the inside. So hot glue on the collar. Next, we are going to start on our coat. For this, I'm using a 12 by 6 inch piece. And for the trim, we've got 2 pieces that are 2 by 7 that we are gluing good side to good side. And at the bottom, we have a 2 by 13 inch piece that we're going to, again, glue good side to good side all along the bottom. Pressing it down firmly, we're going to then turn it over, tack it down so it's easier. I find with these bigger pieces, just give it a little tack down so you don't get that piece folding over on you. Next, we are going to add a strip of hot glue and fold over all of our trim pieces onto the inside. If you need to trim it off, you can. I did overestimate on that one. So, hot glue all along. Fold in any little corners you have. This one, I cut it too short, so I didn't fold it. I just attached to the edge there. Hot gluing down your edge is really good. To attach him to my gnome, I'm just going to hold it around him, add some hot glue, and then kind of pinch and tuck all the way around so it's right where I want it to end. Because we do want it to be a little bit gathered. We don't want it to cover up his vest. Next, we are going to start on our beard and hair. So for that, I'm using this faux fur that is from a cushion cover that I got from Amazon. And I'm going to just cut 2 5 by 1 inch pieces for hair. And then for his beard, we're cutting 1 2.5 by 5 inch piece. I'm going to comb those out. This is where my camera died, and I am now switched over to working on the new gnome, done the same way, opposite colors. Other than the beard and everything is going to be the same. So now we're just going to cut a triangle out of that faux fur. Making sure we only cut the back, we don't want to cut any of that long pieces. Make a spot for your nose by making a mustache here as well. Add some E6000 to a polymer clay nose that I made previously. I will leave a description. Little hot glue around the edges of that. Hot glue to the beard itself, and we're going to attach that right to the front of our guy, wrapping it around his coat there. Next, hot glue all along the edge of the top of the coat, attaching those thin strips of hair we made. All the way around. Next, we're going to start on our arms. So we're going to take 2 hair foam rollers here and remove the wire from the inside. Then we're going to cut them down so they're both 5 inches long. We're going to take a piece of fabric now to cover them. This is 5.5 by 3 inch piece we have here. Hot glue down the one side so it looks nice. Add a strip of hot glue to the other side. Add your hair foam roller. Then roll it up nice and tight. Strip of hot glue. Finish it off. You can tuck in your edges there. Don't cover up the hole though, because we're going to need to add the wire back for our arms. Same thing on our other one. Hot glue down the edges. Add your hair foam roller and roll it up. We're going to make some trim now. This is 11 by 1.5 inches. And I'm just going to run a strip of hot glue. Fold down the edges onto the back side there. And do the same thing on the other side so they meet in the middle. Just giving us a nice piece of trim to wrap right around the edge of our sleeve here. A little bit of hot glue to finish it off again. Trim it off. This stuff is fluffy enough. You don't really have to tuck in your edge to make it nice. It's fluffy, you don't see the edge. Hot glue around, wrap it around, finish off the strip, trim it off. I'm going to now add our wires for our arms. Cutting off the little curly bit at the end, poke those into your arm, giving you a little piece at the end to attach to your body and a little piece to attach to your hands. You want a bigger piece to attach to the body than the hands for sure. Mark where you want your arms to be. We've attached that wire with hot glue, if I didn't mention that, sorry. Now we're going to attach to our body here, poking them right in where you marked them. I did use a little tool, it was hard to get through all that fabric. Add some hot glue, push it in firmly, make sure it's nice and tight in there. Then some hot glue all along the top, lots of hot glue here. And we're going to press down his hat firmly right on the top. Adding a little E6000 and hot glue, we're going to attach his hands right to those wires that are sticking out of his arms. Again, E6000, little hot glue on there, push it right onto the wire. Then I put these styrofoam pumpkins right on top of his walking stick there. This one I put right in his arm, just hot glued it and just attached right to the fabric of his arm. And then took these little resin pumpkins that I got at Dollarama, and I kind of put those everywhere on him. They don't show up real good on the orange, but I wanted to show you guys how I did the other one exactly, so this is what we're doing. We put some black spiders then all around too, wherever you want them to be. They also are from Dollarama. I have these little skulls. I can't tell you where I got them because I've had them forever. I think I actually got them at a garage sale. I have a whole big bag of all these different little skulls, so I'm going to put those on him. On two on his booties and one on his hat. So there they are, our little gnomes are all done. Whether you prefer the black or the orange, it's up to you. Lord Gourd is great either way. So thanks again for watching, guys, and for all the support. I am truly so grateful to have you guys here with me, and for all the comments. Keep them coming. It really makes my day. Thanks again, and until our next creation, love to all.